Spider-Man 2099. This is a book that I wish I would have gotten into back in the day, but as I always say, no time like the present, or in this case, the future. This is Spider-Man 2099 issue 6. The print date was April 1993. And we will go over the other issues eventually. I kind of tend to flip-flop. I grabbed this one this weekend with my kid. This is his reader copy. Thankfully, I have a nice copy that's in decent condition. So if he bangs this one up, at least he knows Dad has a good copy waiting for him down the road. Now, creators on this book, well, that is not the creators. That is somewhere else. Apparently they did not put... Wait. It's one of those things. Hold on. Yeah. Downtown. There it is. Peter David writer. Rick Leonardi doing the pencils. Al Williamson doing the inks. Noel Giddens doing the colors. Rick Parker doing the lettering. And then there's everyone else working on the book. So you got a decent cast working on this. Now, one thing before we really get into the plot of this book is I read more, particularly Spider-Man 2099, I see a lot of where I'm not saying that this is 100%, but this is just my take, that I feel that Bruce Timm got the inspiration for Batman Beyond in the terms of how Nueve New York is supposed to be this cyberpunk noir-esque future, and like when they cuss, they'll say like, what a shocking development, this is so shocking, stupid, stuff like that. You can kind of see how they got that idea for Batman Beyond, and that's okay. Great stuff. And I love how Peter David sets the plot here. So we're introduced to these things called the Watchdogs, and they say, geez, this part of downtown stinks worse every day. You're just in a bad mood, Fuchs, that's all. Not that that's anything special, mind you, I am too. But I know just the thing that cheers us up. Same thing that always does. And then we see this woman with her son. She goes, Mommy, why are those watchdog men slowing down? Did we do something? Just keep walking. We're in luck. Records say Ms. Kwan here is 2 months behind in her security payments. She's not protected. So essentially kind of that mob protection thing has become a job in this future, and they decide to harangue her for money and to kind of blow off steam. But thankfully from the ashes, I love how I'm not saying I love how the kid gets thrown, but the build-up, how they throw the kid, he bangs the wall, and then all of a sudden this hand just, and we get these eyes like, what is going on? But before we go any further into that, I just love this little background where it says mutant traitor, burn in hell. And it just kind of shows that even in 2099, mutants are still shunned. So it's kind of like, it feels like Xavier's dream went for naught into this future, which we'll talk more about in X-Men 2099. But then we get to that splash page that we just saw, and love this page. The artwork is beautiful. The penciling, the inks, the colors. I miss when comic books were like this. Yeah, 93, digital art was just starting to up and come, but this was still, for the most part, traditionally the Marvel way done, and you can just see it in the work. You see that human hand instead of a digital sketch pad, which there's nothing wrong with it, but just when you've been reading comics for years, you miss seeing all the imperfections, or when you get in close, you can actually see where the cross-hatching and all the different shading techniques would go with an actual blotting pen. Oh, I miss stuff like that. But we see that Webhead is not exactly a 100% shape to fight these bad guys, as we see the letter here, just help me. So he is in no way, shape, or form to fight these guys. He does the best he can to save this lady, and she's too terrified leaving Spider-Man to fend for himself. And that's kind of the last that we see of him for the moment. And then we're into Alchemex. Now remember, Miguel O'Hara worked for Alchemex, and he inflicted well, in a sense, he was trying to test the spider venom or whatever it was, and his colleague betrayed him, got the spider powers. So Alchemex has been training him unbeknownst to him. And so they're asking the Watchdogs, or this leader, kind of this militaristic man, why they'd sent lethal force. And he's like, he's a menace. He goes, it was in our best interests. He's like, so tell me, Sergeant, what inspired you to disobey a direct order not to use lethal force? I didn't get the order, sir. Must have been a comlink screw-up. I see that screw-up wouldn't have related to the fact that Spider-Man injured your son last week. Sir, he's a public menace. I was acting in the public's best interest. Alchemex's interest is the public interest, and it's our interest not to harm him, you imbecile. You've no clue what you've ruined. So even though Miguel is now on the fleeing, they want to see how this product works so that they can, of course, weaponize it. Now, of course, the CEO wishes to speak with Stone. Now here, spoiler alerts if you've never read anything about Spider-Man 2099. And I didn't know this until I started doing some research about this issue. But he's like, well, Stone, it would seem that little game hasn't played out as planned. I'm afraid that's correct, sir. Spider-Man was injured, quite likely, and in a terminal manner. You told us you had this Spider-Man situation in hand, Stone. You said that you could unleash him on Stark Fujikawa. Now, I love how just that little nod to Stark, kind of like whenever you read Aliens novels or comics, that would be like Weyland, and then all of a sudden it's Weyland-Yutani. Like right now I'm rereading Alien into Charybdis, and on this planet they're looking for old Weyland sites, but they're not looking for Weyland-Yutani sites, they're looking for pre-merger. So little things like that excite me because it just adds to the lore of the comic. Now anyway, spoiler alerts, before I get too offhand here. This CEO, Peter David said in an interview that back in the day that this CEO was allegedly supposed to be an elderly Peter Parker, but then it got scrapped. And now with that little bit of information, these two panels make a little more sense, where he's chewing Stone out for not, being able to procure Spider-Man, or at least monitor him. He goes, Tyler, the situation had such potential. A lost Spider-Man is lost potential. Sir, let's be honest, he was just one man. Ah, right here. But I am very familiar with his predecessor, Tyler. Very familiar. If he was on par with the first Spider-Man. This has hurt our faith in you, Stone. Hurt it tremendously. I recommend you restore that faith promptly. So if that would have been an aged, kind of embittered, evil Peter Parker, it just would have been a very interesting way to shift all this together. So I'm a little sad that that got scrapped from the higher ups. So I would have been like, shut up, I'm trying to build something here. Stop taking it away from me. Anyway, the rest of this issue kind of feels like build-up because we start seeing characters like this Casey girl, where I guess Spider-Man saved her and she's trying to save him because she owes it to him. And then again, I've said time and time again that whenever you pick up a comic, it should be your first comic. You shouldn't have to be like, okay, I need to go back and read 17 tie-ins, get the 20 million connecting variants. But here he's semi-conscious, and he goes, I can barely, it hurts so much inside. I had the craziest dream. Dreamt I was in some nutty costume, and I was falling. One of those falling dreams. Had stuff shooting out of my arms. Slowed me a little. Then I hit a wall. Skidded. So at least here we can understand, like, if the reader's going, why is Spider-Man injured? Right there, just this one little panel explains what happened last issue. So that way, moving forward, if someone does this is our first comic, they make, okay, I can move forward and feel relatively comfortable, and then go back and get the back issues. And again, now we get this character name. What is his name? Her name's Dana, I think, yeah, Gabe. And I'm not 100% sure who this character is. We'll have to go back to latter issues and go through these. But apparently they're separated. I guess they're supposed to be lovers. And she's like, don't go downtown. Whatever you do, don't go downtown. He's like, Dana, I promise. And when I come home, I have an appointment. And when I get home, we could talk about whatever you like. And he's like, yeah, like I'd be crazy enough to head to downtown. I hear they don't even have maglev tracks, and you have to drive everywhere on tires. Just where I'd want to be. Trust me, Dana, downtown is the last place I'd go. And he even makes a comment to her saying, you know, if I run into a certain vigilante that's wanted by everyone, so be it, if I'm just heading to my appointment. So there's kind of like this anti-hero feeling about him. Now, another thing that's important about this issue, again, spoiler alerts, if you don't want to be spoiled, go get the book, come back, and you're back, is this is the first appearance of the 2099 Vulture. And it's very much a far cry from the old bald dude from the Peter Parker era. He just very much has this Interesting look to him. But Spider-Man finds a doctor, and we come to find out that he's a Thorite, as they call it. He goes, "You're that stupid Thorite thing. You're not wearing the stupid outfit." Most of us don't wear those stupid outfits. We take our beliefs seriously and don't turn it into a costume party. So in this future, certain superheroes are praised like gods, like Thor, and it's just a very interesting way to tie in the past into the future. And then we get some action at the end, which results in you're going to be great friends, you and I. Great friends, believe me. When you put yourself in the Vulture's talons, not even the sky is the limit. And that's what I mean, just a complete 180 from the Vulture that we're used to. I kind of want to leave this book ambiguous, because like I said, it's sort of a build-up issue, but there's some cool parts, and I want you all, as I say, go out and support your local comic shop, or wherever it is like to get your action figures and comics, and grab this issue, and any issues you can of Spider-Man 2099, because I am noticing that the original Peter David run is getting harder to find as time goes on. Now, if you've enjoyed this review, really would appreciate if you take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. Helps the channel more than you could possibly know. And if you won't mind hitting that fancy little shocking bell next to subscribe, that way as I continue to upload content, you guys get notified. Come to the channel, and I love talking with y'all, hearing your thoughts and feedback down in the comments below, or the socials, which I'll make sure to leave links down in the description. So with all that said, hope y'all continue to have an absolutely amazing day reading, and happy hunting, everyone.